Well, it's getting closer to the year. It's getting close up to the AFL season. Let's get into the big calls for 2024. So, I asked you all on YouTube some big calls. And I've got quite a couple. There are 15 comments, and a couple people ended up doing more than one big call, which is very, very helpful in this situation. We'll start off with the first big call, which I think is an absolute stinker. Wayl23443, big call is Ginnivan only kicks 15 goals or less for the Hawks. Now, Ginnivan will be a good forward for the Hawthorn Hawks. Obviously, don't think he'll have too much opportunities to be able to score goals with Marby O'Chol, Jack Gunston, Mitch Lewis on their team as well. But I doubt that he would get 15 goals. He would try and be some sort of magician for the Hawthorn Hawks and try his hardest to be able to get at least maybe over 30 goals. But yeah, Fidget 1764. He's got two big calls here. Two teams start the season 8-0. That is actually very, very possible. Collingwood could do it. Brisbane could do it. Port Adelaide even. Port Adelaide have good streaks. Carlton, I reckon it'll be Port Adelaide and Carlton. They'll be able to start off their season 8-0. But yeah, it's very, very possible. Neither Collingwood nor Brisbane make top 3, but at least one of them makes the grand final. I actually do think that as well. It's a very, very big possibility. Always after a grand final win, teams will drop and most likely not make it into the grand final next year. Like Collingwood, unfortunately, Collingwood won the grand final last year, and I don't think they'll be able to make it in this year. Brisbane has a very, very good chance. They're underrated, I'd say. They've got loads of good stars, but unfortunately with the Jack Gunston leaving, that's going to be a little bit pushing them back in a different direction. So, but yeah, I reckon, those big calls are actually very, very good by Fidget. Alright, Jethmo has said Gold Coast 17th. Now, 17th, I feel like that's just an underestimate. They've got loads of potential. This year. Damien Hardwick will be able to change it a lot in this next season. Probably, most likely, maybe even get them into the top 10. I'd say maybe in the top 10. So yeah, I reckon Jethmo. That's Jethmo's opinion. I do not. I think against that though. But yeah. Alright, Saurus has got 3 big calls here. He's got Adelaide to play in a preliminary final. That is very, very possible. Adelaide were robbed in 2023. I reckon they're going to rise even more in 2024, and and probably get into a preliminary final. Essendon bounce back and make finals. Make finals for probably nearly the first time in since 2000s. So I actually don't know if they've played in a final before then, but yeah, I reckon they could. But at the same time, they're kind of dog now. Loads of trades been done. But Drade Gresham going to the Essendon Bombers as well, and Harry Mackay as well. Very, very good work by them. And they've also got loads of good young guns as well. The Essendon Bombers. His third one, Brisbane missed the 4 and don't make it past week 1 of the finals. That is actually very, very possible. Obviously, I think against that. I reckon they'll be able to get into a preliminary final, but unfortunately lose. But yeah, what's it called? It is very, very possible they could sell easily. They could sell in the elimination final, and then just lose, and not even have a chance to go out in straight sets. It will be funny if they go out in straight sets though. JD at the moment, this is his first of 3. He's got Essendon will finish 18th. Now I do not think that is possible. They've got lots of good team. They've got lots of good depth inside their team. A very, very good side, I'd say. I do not think they'll finish 18th. Most likely, I'd say they finish 14th, 13th or something, maybe even 12th. But yeah, all right. Wales' second is Geelong make the 8? No, they will fucking not. Geelong, what can I say? They did do a good draft, I'd say. They did do a good draft. But I do not think they'll be able to make the 8, make it back into the 8. I reckon they'll have to build a little bit more, and then they'll probably make the 8. Now, this one is by CJ Coast. He, in my opinion, this is absolute fuck this off this list. Hawks make the top 6. Now, it is kind of possible, but if it was 2026, I reckon it's a little too early for them for people to predict them to go into the top 8. Yes, they do got very, very good players now. They've got Marbia Chol, they've got Jack Ginnivan, they've got Jack Gunston at the back in the Hawks. But I feel like it's a little too early. For people to start predicting that Hawks will make the top 6, because I don't think they will. I reckon they'll at least finish 12th or something. Hawks are a good side. They will be a good side this year, and without a doubt. But they will. I don't think they're going to make the top 8 at all. So, yeah. All right. AFL Snaps, aka Unbranded, it says Melbourne to miss the top 8. Now, that is very, very possible. They've went out on straight sets 2 years in a row. And yeah, it's unfortunate. It's honestly one of the worst finals campaigns in the last 2 years I've seen from the Melbourne Demons. Obviously this year they got eliminated by Carlton Blues in the semi, getting out in straight sets twice in a row by 2 points. But yeah, Melbourne, I reckon they're gonna miss the 8. Razor Footy, this is a fucking nutshell. What the fuck has he said? He said Suns make the top 4. That is a load of bullshit. I'm not even gonna talk about that big call. I'm not even gonna talk about that big call. JD at the moment with his third big call. Crows will win the Premiership, and he goes for Richmond, but Crows look really good, as also may be Hawks. And then he finishes up with High Coast Club. G'day, JD. It is very, very possible that the Crows will win the Premiership. I don't think they will. There's better teams going into this competition. There's GWS, who has been on a rampage, got into the preliminary final last year and nearly beat Collingwood, which is which was honestly very, very shocking at how they got into the preliminary final. And Carlton rose up from the dead. It got a little bit of a win streak going, and ended up getting into the finals and going into the prelim. I don't think Crows will win it. Win the grand final. Crows do look really good at the moment, and Hawks do as well. But I don't think they got too much potential, honestly. I don't think they got too much potential. Now, JD at the moment's third of 4 big calls. Sydney Swans will start 5-0. That is kind of possible. I reckon they won't, though, because, I finished off the season kind of bad. Robbing a team. Let's just in my opinion, they had a mediocre season last year. I don't think they'll start off the season 5-0, and I don't think they will. I don't think they will be able to even make the 8. Honestly. Now, Shannon Humphries, the legend, has said Bontempelli will win the Brownlow and the Dogs to make the top 8. Bontempelli should win the Brownlow. He has been robbed, basically. He's been robbed 3 years in a row. He was robbed in 2021. He was robbed in 2023. And Dogs make the 8. I actually do kind of reckon they will. It's a big possibility that the Dogs will make the 8. I don't think I put them in the 8. But if they do good in the preseason, then they might be able to make the 8. I reckon. Now, JD at the moment, a fourth and final the big call. He has said something that would probably not even happen. And it probably actually will happen. Suns do not make the 8. Suns won't make the 8. Damien Hardwick, it's his first year. First year on the job. I don't think he'll be able to make the Suns go into the grand final and to go into the finals yet. I reckon it's going to take maybe 2 to 3 years because Hardwick's just absolutely legend and gets it done super quickly. But yeah, I don't think the Suns will do too good as well. They've also lost Jeremy Sharp, in my opinion. He's a very, very good player as well. Razor Footy was his second big call. He goes, the Richmond Tigers will go 8-0. Now, I don't think that will happen. Adam Uze, first year on the job for Richmond Tigers head coach again, as well as the Suns. But I don't think they'll start off 8-0. I reckon they need to build up as well. I reckon they're going to lose their first couple of games because who are they versing? Who are they versing round one? Pretty sure they're versing Gold Coast or something. It's honestly going to be good. Damien Hardwick taking on his old side. It's going to be very, very good. But I reckon the Suns will probably most likely win that by 1. But in round 1, I reckon what's it called? Yeah, I won't be able to. They're not going to go 8-0. They're not going to go 8-0. Now, Wayo has said this twice, so I'm not even going to bother saying it again. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.